Hello, my lovely Leos. It's Cosima from Cosima Tarot, and today I've done a tea leaf reading for you. When I prepared the tea, I didn't recognize any symbols, so I went ahead and enjoyed the tea, thinking of you guys. And I found 3 images to be of extreme importance and of interest. So, without further ado, let's jump right in. Now, the first image I saw was of a ram. If you can see here, here's its body, and it's one of the legs. Here's its back leg and a tail. And here is the head with the nose, and then here is the horn, which is curving to the back. I'll put it a bit closer. If you can see the ram here, it's almost like he's just about to hop up this cliff or this stone ledge, with the hooves, the body, the neck, the head, the horn, and his tail and his hind leg is here. That was the first image which I recognized for you guys. And the ram is a symbol of strength and determination. It is associated with assertiveness, leadership, and courage. So this all rings true for Leo right off the bat. These definitions, of course, go hand in hand with Leo. So this ram in the tea leaf reading indicates that you need to take a bold step or stand your ground in regards to some issue at this time. Now, it could also be associated with an Aries. Perhaps some of you are getting involved with either business partnership with an Aries person or even relationship with an Aries. It will be different for all of you. Now, the Aries energy is a symbol of new beginnings, impulsive energy, and personal drive. It is also associated with stubbornness or being confrontational. So perhaps this is a symbol to encourage you to maybe take a softer approach when you're doing negotiations or entering relationship. You'll, as they say, you get more bees with honey than you do with vinegar. So soften your approach, Leos. I know it's sometimes we want to, like I myself am a fire sign, and we want to get things done, and we don't want to dilly-dally or beat around the bush. So we go straight to the point, and not everyone is as direct as we are. So soften the approach, be a little more subtle, and you'll get more bees with honey. Now, the fact that this ram is in the middle of the cup here, it's not at the top, it's not at the bottom, it means it's the current situation. It's not in the past, it's not in the present, it's not in the past, it's not in the future, it's the moment right now. So that is the first symbol that I recognized. Now, above the ram, I saw these 3 squares, squares above the ram. So squares in a reading indicate stability, structure, security. Since it's above the ram, it could indicate that you are striving for these things. It could also point to the fact that you may feel boxed in, so to speak. So the ram is trying to break through certain constraints, and the ram being you in this reading. You're trying to break through some constraints at this time. There's an element of conflict between freedom and control. So Leos, you may feel that there are some kind of rules holding you back from pursuing what you're trying to accomplish. And finally, the last images which I thought were of significance were these specks at the bottom. I usually don't see this in a tea leaf reading. Usually the base is clear, so I did take notice that here's the ram, here are these squares above, and then these specks at the bottom. Now, what do specks mean? First of all, because they're at the bottom, they indicate things in the past. They could be worries, persistent thoughts, or unfinished business. Now, specks could also be seeds, such as tiny issues or feelings that are under the surface. You may think that they're insignificant now, but they have the potential to grow if they're left unchecked. Perhaps there are certain things you've been sweeping under the rug, not really putting at the forefront of your concerns or giving too much attention. So this is a sign that even though you are trying to accomplish something, and you're very determined, Leo, as I know that you are, very hardworking and determined to do that, things in the past which may seem of insignificance could, like I mentioned before, grow and become significant if not dealt with. So whether we're talking about emotional health, excuse me, emotional health, physical health, even other things like whether, loose ends that have not been tied. So do not let these things fester. So get it checked out, and so that way you don't have an issue later on. So Leo, I think that this reading was very suiting to you guys, because it seems that, of course, you are very determined. You're going head on towards a goal to accomplish something. There may be some new love interest or partnership with an Aries person, or someone who has the characteristics of Aries, so a little bit impulsive and stubborn, but very wonderful and has a good energy. It could also mean that you may feel restricted in accomplishing these things, but you will break through, as I know you always do. And the general advice is, don't sweep things under the rug, things that you may have thought are just left in the past that, will kind of resolve on their own. Don't make that assumption, because, things can still develop from that. So just deal with things that any loose ends you have to tie up, and perhaps soften the approach at this time. When you have business dealings, relationship things, romantic or otherwise, just soften the approach and everything will be fine. So I hope that you liked the reading. Please let me know in the comments below what resonates. I love to read the comments. And please like and subscribe, so that way the next video that comes out, you guys will be the first to know about it and first to see it. I hope you have a wonderful rest of April, and I'll see you for the next one. Bye.